Chapter 7, Invisible World. Alien Mindbreaker. Although invisible properties like X-rays, microwaves, and radio waves cannot be seen, they are used daily in our society, and we know they exist. Could civilizations from other planets use invisible properties in the form of technology on our planet for secret agendas? Throughout this chapter, you will learn about an alien workforce that exists across our planet, yet is invisible to an inexperienced eye. I deem the events I have documented to be, without question, broadening the constraints of my mind. My ultimate intent is to chronicle the discovery of andreograms and alien contacts in exact detail. I encourage you to determine your conclusion. Remain open to new technology platforms that our society has already been utilizing. Stay accessible and receptive to unfamiliar forms of intelligent life that may have contact with individuals throughout our civilization in various ways that stretch the human mind's realms of normality. Journal entry. Fifth contact continues. January 1st, 2003, approximately 9 p.m. I woke energized from a long nap. After 2 days of alien activity, I was eager to head back outside. As I opened the sliding door towards the back exterior, pinkish red clouds covered the sky, and a chilly breeze swirled about the land. I quickly sat down, and, like the bulldog, I stared at the clouds above the hills without a care in the world. Sitting in the dark, the lights of the neighbor's yard supplied sufficient light for me to observe my surroundings. As I investigated the backyard, something began pressing down on my chest. I reached beneath my coat and checked if a button or anything needed to be removed or flattened. To my surprise, there was nothing. I didn't think much about it until something peculiar began to press down on my chest, this time in diameter the size of a nickel. The pressure had increased. Unaware of what exactly was occurring, my breathing intensified. I searched around the yard as if I were looking for a ghost. I did my best to remain calm, but the pressure continued. There's nothing you can't handle, John. You're ready to meet the unknown, I told myself within my soul. The unusual pressure persisted for about a minute or two, then stopped. An hour passed, and in my peripheral, I started to see faint puffs of mist with a blurry special effect finish flying down from the sky and into the yard. Some mist carried a dark tint, while others blazed in a dull white. Yet, all were variously showing up as soft illuminations. As they drifted into the yard and nowhere else, in the size of volleyballs and softballs, they managed to do so without a hint of wind. The petite balls of gas were coming towards me from both sides of the gate. I could identify them from the corners of my vision. The light in my yard enabled me to track the collection of condensed air traveling out of the darkness of the surrounding cow fields. At that moment, I realized some things in our reality could only be seen using our peripheral vision. For instance, as I looked straight ahead at the mist, capturing the space beside me, it became a challenge to see them with the same clarity as when I had used my peripheral vision.
I just wanna go out and walk with you. Baby, you know I just like to talk with you.
Sinking into the realization that the backyard was filling up with uninvited guests, I saw the blurry mist with mystical properties moving much differently than usual fog. The puffs of mist were only moving into the backyard. and nowhere else like an infantry of men with no other place to go. They defied the laws of nature.
I like to see the shape you're in from time to time. I just wanna see your shadow next to mine.
When they peacefully took charge of the backyard, they remained only inside the gated area, approximately 35 feet long and 20 feet wide. Some moved independently and bumped into one another in a very controlled manner. Then, others seemed content floating atop the long table where I was sitting to pay me a friendly visit. Growing up in one of the foggiest areas of the world, the San Francisco Bay Area, I have experience with how fog operates. These new visitors were moving with purpose and direction. They displayed actions of unique behaviors, which set them apart from one another. Typically, the fog would have covered me immediately, consuming the yard, the surrounding cow fields, and the neighbor's yard. But these approaching puffs always stopped just a few feet before me, like an invisible force field surrounding me. I no longer needed to use my peripheral vision to perceive them moving around. It slowly resumed its position when I shifted my hand back to my side. I repeated my actions 3 times, and the pocket of mist responded similarly. The outlandish actions of the mist created a scene comparable to what I have seen only in nature. By backing away, I interpreted its actions as being cautious of me. I attempted to touch more than a few balls of mist circling me, and all proceeded to back away and move forward in identical ways. Their unusual activity reminded me of when I would try feeding pigeons in the park. As I held my hand to feed the eager birds, they instinctively hesitated to eat the breadcrumbs. Over time, they gradually walked closer and closer, trusting me to feed them from a very short distance, only inches. As the small circles of mist gathered around me, moving with quick actions, I felt like I was the guest speaker of the evening. However, I was slightly nervous. I had no idea what type of unnatural properties I was dealing with and whether it would be safe to interact with the mist. I behaved like I was in control of my emotions, but truthfully, I was scared out of my mind. After 10 to 15 minutes of silent observation, I shifted my focus and crossed my eyes. The fact that I could see entirely new sights while using my peripheral vision inspired me to cross my eyes. Would I find something hidden in the mist that I could not see with standard focus? When I stared into the mist, it unveiled distinct shapes. It was similar to watching black and white films, except much softer in texture, more like holograms. I had cracked the visual codes of the mist. I no longer needed to cross my eyes. Black and white images of human figures dressed in vintage and Western cowboy attire sat and stood around me. I was shocked beyond my comprehension. They all looked to be from the 1800s and early 1900s. The characters were lively. Looking directly at me and interacting with one another in silence, and carried a variety of ghostly expressions that would lead you to believe they were indeed intelligent. How could this be? They made gestures by bowing, waving, running, skipping, and jumping around the yard. I became frightened when I observed some playing on the lawn and patio furniture. The ghost-looking characters or holograms seemed to be one big happy family. The strange characters looked between the ages of 21 years old and 60 years old. Both men and women characters of holographic nature were staring, but I saw no children images. As I surveyed the yard, male characters dressed like cowboys were also present, many of whom wore long dress slacks, button-up long-sleeve shirts, suspenders, and sniper caps. The women holographic characters moving around the yard wore long dresses and fancy big hats, and some even carried large umbrellas above their heads as they glided back and forth across the yard and to the top of the gate. I felt like I was standing in a large crowd at the Kentucky Derby, which I have watched on TV occasionally. In the stands is where the expensive and conservative crowd dresses up to watch the horse race. In stylish linen pants for men, fancy silk shirts, and flamboyant, colorful hats and dresses for women. Most of the characters, which appeared to be holograms roaming the yard, would fit right in with the stylish crowd in Kentucky. I was shocked that those new attractions were the same puffs of mist I had just watched minutes earlier. They may indeed be life forms that superseded my knowledge and understanding. Again, most of the characters besides me were hesitant to come near when I reached out to touch them. But some felt comfortable enough to lean against me as I watched in amazement. Also, it is essential to mention that some characters resembled animals, but appeared in fewer numbers. These were animals that I had not seen on Earth. They resembled what I would consider tiny four-legged monsters, but they did not move aggressively toward me with the intent to harm. Yet, I must admit, they looked terrifying. As I sat and watched the peculiar attractions for at least 3 hours, I was baffled, mystified, and had no rhyme or reason for why they existed. I had stumbled onto an alien world overflowing with unique technology and fantasy. This experience pulled me into a state of unrest. Did the group belong to the beings that operated the flying disc ships? Were the characters real? Or were they just a segment of an extraterrestrial's undisclosed world of technology? How could a secret world exist under our noses without most of society's knowledge of it or any access to it? Could extraterrestrials have access to or may have created invisible properties like advanced holograms and other unknown technologies hundreds or even thousands of years ago? Since the discovery of invisible properties like high-powered microwave beams, X-rays, radiation, and radio waves, could it be possible that within the Earth's atmosphere, alien technologies or elements may be hidden? And if they were nearly invisible, why would an off-world society purposely make them look human if no humans could observe them? Nothing I observed the entire day made sense. The silver disc I could understand. Maybe even the green bat ship transforming from an image into a solid ship. But cartoons, angels, and black and white images of societies from distant times did not match what one may deem leading alien technology. At least, not any technology I had been conditioned or expected to see. With my mind turning in circles, I decided to head to bed and try my best not to lose my mind. Stereograms present some of the best clues and techniques for how unseen properties can exist on our planet without being noticed, publicly discovered, or made known to the masses. There was a substantial movement in the early 1990s and late 1980s called Magic 3D Stereograms, which some called 3D picture puzzles. The 3D art was so prevalent that enormous crowds gathered around the paintings displayed in countless locations. Large groups would attempt to see what was only visible by watching for long periods. The pictures would usually be a large paint canvas of colorful dots, checkers, flowers, patterns, shapes, or symbols. One could identify the 3D art merely by staring specifically in a way that allows you to see it. The hidden art was not purely a two-dimensional image, but a more dynamic, three-dimensional model woven into 2D paintings. It was the more dynamic art that captivated onlookers. Sometimes the 3D art would be sea creatures, a happy family at a picnic, a city, a bird, or other characters and images. What impressed me most was that I often saw nothing on the paintings full of dots worth noting until someone shared their experience. Some people would give up after staring at the art puzzles for a few minutes. After casually making attempts, it took me 6 months to crack the magic 3D stereograms before seeing the carefully hidden images. Is it possible that extraterrestrials, governments, and military secretly use stereograms to hide top-secret information? What about clouds or mist, designed for only those with special glasses or vision to see what's inside? Can you imagine a bird flying around your house as you watch TV without knowledge? Suppose you can create stereograms without a canvas. Can a similar technique conceal active visuals inside a movie or hologram, or hide a non-physical society? Below are stereograms with photos or designs hidden beneath their visual puzzles. Stereogram 2. A large "I love you" is hidden in the message in the second stereogram. The "I love you" at the bottom of the stereogram displays what you will find in the stereogram when you crack the visual code. If you still can't crack the stereograms, don't be surprised. Stereograms represent how difficult or easy it will be for most of our society to discover alien codes while attempting to investigate the atmosphere for images they can't see. But almost nobody looks at the sky for more than a few minutes daily. Our civilization is unaware of any possible visual codes in the clouds or sky, so they are not interested in discovering them. Stereograms represent only one of many optical systems embedded within the Matronic Sphere, which you will learn in more depth in the following chapter reviews, which extraterrestrials have installed. Why can't some people see images in stereograms? Matt Soniak explains why some can see the stereograms, otherwise known as magic 3D art, and some can't work scientifically. Soniak is a freelance writer and journalist. He has written about science, history, and etymology for outlets like the Mental Floss newsletter. His work has also appeared in print and online for Men's Health, Scientific American, The Atlantic, Philly.com, etc. His explanation explains why I could observe the characters concealed within the balls of mist that invaded Sharon's backyard. Soniak explains, most magic eye problems have to do with how the eyes work with each other and the brain. To view 3D stereo images, your peepers must work together as a coordinated team. If your eyes are not pulling together, you may have glitches in your binocular, two-eye, or stereo vision. The brain combines the two slightly different views from your eyes. To view 3D stereo images, your peepers must work together as a coordinated team. If your eyes are not pulling together, you may have glitches in your binocular, two-eyed, or stereo vision. The brain combines the two slightly different views from your eyes. See an eye doctor to test and treat your stereo vision if you have an eye problem. If your eyes are okay, then your magic eye problems could be a matter of technique. To see the 3D image, hold the center of the printed image right up to your nose, or move closer to the painting if you are staring at a painting. The vision should be blurry. Focus as though you are looking through the image into the distance. Very slowly, move the image away from your face or back from the painting until the two dominant patterns of the above image turn into three designs. For example, if you see 4 squares in your picture, move the image farther away from your face or back until you see 3 squares. If you see 1 or 2 squares, start over. Hold the page still when you see 3 squares, and the hidden image will appear. Once you perceive the latent image in depth, you can look around the entire 3D model.
This is the thought I was talking about, yeah. Yeah, that's it.
The longer you view it, the more precise the illusion becomes. The farther you hold the page or move back, the deeper it becomes. Good luck. Matt's range of details for seeing the hidden images is impressive. His explanation shows that there may be various ways to break visual puzzles and alien codes on planet Earth. For most, unless they're relaxing on vacation or just enjoying the weekend outdoors, they seldom stare at the sky for more than a few seconds a day. This factor contributes to why the existence of andreograms, characters that walk amongst us and carry out duties for advanced societies from other star systems, has eluded most of society. Andreograms are tricky to observe, but they have state-of-the-art technological capabilities you will soon learn. I have classified individuals with the potential to crack the alien codes hidden in our atmosphere as level 1 through 4 observers. Level 1 observers are individuals who seldom observe the skies and nature for more than a few daily seconds. Most individuals on planet Earth. Level 2 observers, individuals who observe the sky and nature for between 1 to 3 minutes on average daily. About 5% of the population. Level 3 observers, individuals who observe the sky and nature for longer than 3 minutes per day. 1% of the population. I was a level 3 observer most of my life until I witnessed my first UFO. After that, I became a level 4 observer. Level 4 observers, unique individuals in our society who watch the sky or nature for 30 minutes or more every day or night. Less than 1% of the population are level 3 or 4 observers. Maintaining a level 3 or 4 observer level increases your chances of discovering great visual puzzles concealed throughout our planet. Journal resumes January 2nd, 10 a.m. I headed home after a long weekend in Hercules. I was tired, but still feeling ecstatic over the weekend events. Rich, red, and pinkish clouds formed on New Year's Day after the green ship departed, releasing dark and murky gas from the hull and filling the sky. I was surprised that the crazy smoke had affected Hercules and the entire Bay Area. When I arrived in Oakland, I exited the freeway and parked beside Oakland High School, 2 blocks from my apartment. I wanted to step out to get a good view of the abnormal clouds stationed above me. Upon doing so, I could see movement in the red sky in my peripheral. I I looked around to see if anybody was watching, but no one was walking by. With my curiosity beaming as sharp as a razor, I slightly crossed my eyes to get a good fix on the movement in the sky. By crossing my eyes, I have discovered images and movements hidden within the atmosphere that cannot be identified with typical vision. Shortly after, I could see countless characters that looked identical to the miniature characters with holographic properties that visited me the night before in Hercules. They were flying in dramatically more immense proportions. Some were as large as 10 to 20 feet in height. They flew in no specific patterns, soaring through clouds, swooping around the air, dipping under the freeways, and zipping above the buildings in my car. The images were much too faint for a casual observer to see them merely looking into the sky. But I could show anybody with a severe interest how to do it. To see the images more clearly would take someone with at least a level 3 observation level classification. The clouds with red and pink fiery treatments aided in how effectively I could observe the characters. Large horses of a holographic nature with massive wings carried men composed of the same properties, with energetic expressions who looked like Caucasian men through the sky. Some were wearing large hats which resembled cowboy hats, and other men were riding without caps. All the characters were transparent and looked like very faint gray and black holograms. When the characters stopped in midair, they seemed to be communicating with each other. However, I never saw any of their lips moving. I leaned against my car for 2 hours, watching the cowboys. Nobody investigated the sky as I checked for pedestrians' expressions. Not even for a second did anybody look up. I couldn't believe it. I thought about grabbing someone's head and forcing them to stare at the sky, but decided going to jail would be far worse. I can see the judge ordering me to be locked up in an insane asylum. I remained posted, leaning against my car until I went to bed. Journal entry ends.
Got me in position to audition for your upper hand. Been up on the wall like I'll fall into this town again. Don't you think it's better when we really have the best?
Alien mind breaker. Is it possible that governments or militaries around the globe secretly use stereogram technology for their top secret operations? 100 years from now, will our society be able to recreate the images of the sun, moon, and stars with holographic technology?
Got me in position to audition for your